सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी विहाय काम्यानः सर्वान् पुंसां चरति निःस्पृहः निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति येषा ब्राह्मी स्थितिः पार्थ नैनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्मनिर्वाणमृच्छति। ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे साङ्ख्ययोगो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Very beautiful chanting, Mataji. It was very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the opportunity, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Uma Mataji. Very nicely chanted. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Uma Mataji. That was a very beautiful chanting of the second chapter. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू ऑल द assembled devotees. हरे कृष्णा. This is Chinmay Vrajapriya Devi Dasi, welcoming each one of you to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. Matajis, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. We will welcome you.
Krishna Chinmay Vrajapriya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Jai Shri Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your warm welcoming. And thank you, Ma Mataji, for that very beautiful recitation of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for encouraging each one of us here, and thank you for all your glorious services. Welcome, Mataji, to today's call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Welcome, Mataji, to today's call, and thank you for joining each and every day.
Hare Krishna, Chinmay Vispriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. This is Shivani from Ashton, Virginia. Thank you, Uma Mataji, for the beautiful Bhagavad Gita recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your various services you do in our platform, and welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
I'll start recording. You can read Prabhupada's quote.
Yes. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session once again. And today we are continuing our Caitanya Bhagavata class. Before that, I will read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. 31st March. We take a newspaper and we read what the politician says. So many nonsense things. We waste our time. Shrama eva hi kevalam. We should increase our taste for hearing and chanting about Vishnu, Krishna. And this instruction was given by His Divine Grace at Vrindavan on March 31st. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are all very fortunate to have Her Grace Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji with us to talk about Caitanya Bhagavat. Hare Krishna, Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for accepting our offer and coming here on our platform to talk about Chaitanya Bhagavat. We are very grateful to you, Mataji. And with your permission, I will read a very, very brief introduction about you as you have come first time on our platform, Mataji. So, Mataji, Her Grace Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Mataji came into Krishna consciousness in 2007. She has received her devotional training from Bhaktivedanta Manor from the ladies' ashram. Mataji is currently living and serving at Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. Since 9 years, Mataji is doing this service. Mataji has completed Bhakti Shastri 2 times. And she is currently doing her Bhakti Vaibhav course. And Mataji says she is very grateful to serve devotees in Bhakti Sangha for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Actually, Mataji, we are all very, very fortunate and grateful to you. We are so fortunate to have you with us, and we are eagerly waiting to hear from you, Mataji. Mataji will talk on Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda, 23rd chapter from texts 48 to 56. So, Mataji, whenever you're ready, please take over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for inviting me here, and thank you for offering me this beautiful Sangha. So we will start with the invocation, prayers. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Staptitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Yes, so today we are here reading from Blissful Chaitanya Bhagavat, and we have wonderful section. It's I was said we have this class for 1 hour, but I think that each verse and each word here is so full of nectar and full of like a condensed kheer that let's see, we will only have a brief look at all this in 1 hour's time. So here we are in Srivas Angan, and Mahaprabhu is having his every night kirtans in this place Srivas Angan, and they actually in a courtyard they start with their chanting of the holy name, and it increases, and they go to ecstatic dancing. So it's we are reading from text 48, and as you remember from your previous discussions, is that Shrivas Pandit, he very mercifully allowed one person to enter that nocturnal kirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although it was not for anyone to come except few exalted personalities which Mahaprabhu accepted as his associates. But many people wanted to see what's inside. They did not know what is inside, but they sensed that there is something there, and why the door is locked, and why we cannot enter. Yes, so the people complained, "Let us in, let us in." So the Brahmachari thought he would ask Mahaprabhu, Shrivas, for entry. He was not the only one who tried to enter like that, but all of them got caught and were not allowed to remain. So the Brahmachari was not an ordinary person. He was very austere. He was drinking only milk, and in that way he introduced himself also to Shrivas Pandit probably. So Shrivas Pandit got impressed, and he said, "Okay, come, and you just don't show yourself, and just watch." Yes, so he had he had given entrance, but Mahaprabhu sensed it and he disallowed. So he said, "It's not just that by drinking milk you can attain me." So it is said in our Shastras, there are different ratas, like you drink milk, you fast from milk during Chaturmasya, and you will go to Goloka Vrindavan, or you don't eat salt and you will become a king, or something. I forgot all these boons and benedictions, but I remember about the fasting from milk, that you go to Goloka Vrindavan. So then someone asked me, what about all the vegans in the world? So they are all going to go to Goloka. So here Mahaprabhu says that just by these type of austerities, it's not, but it might be helpful. But the Brahmachari's problem was not just that he only drank milk or that he secretly sneaked in. He actually was impersonalist. So he didn't have that seva bhava in him. So that's what here is saying. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati explains to us. Yes. So the text 48. Mahabhaye brahmachari haila bahira mane chintaye brahmana mahadira. As the brahmachari left in great fear, that sober brahmana thought to himself. So that sober brahmana means brahmachari. He was thinking how it all happened. He got a fortune. He actually could enter where no one is allowed. And then he is kicked out. So he was thinking, because he was a brahmana, so he had some intelligence. Yes. So he was thinking how to take it. I got that fortune to be there, but I'm not allowed to remain. And it is described here that it's actually mentioned that this, of course, in a spiritual world, these night kirtans go on eternally every night. But it is said here in this world, on this planet, it had started on Wednesday. It was the Wednesday. Today is Monday, so we are not on the right day. We should have it this class on Wednesday. But still, whichever day we discuss it, better to discuss this even we are in other day. Yes, so it got started on Wednesday, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was inviting everyone. He said, "Why are we wasting our nights in useless activities? From now on, we should sing Lord Hari's auspicious names every night. And by chanting Lord's names, we will drown in Ganga of Shuddha Bhakti and deliver the entire world." So hearing these words, all the Vaishnavas became blissful, and Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan Leela began in Srivas Angan. So here you can see that it began like this, and all the people wanted to go, and he ever said, "What is this? We want to see that Kirtan. Break this door, but it could not. No one could enter this door because everyone knew that Mahaprabhu had strictly forbidden. Yeah, so this brahmachari somehow or other had entered, somehow or other he was able to be there. It's such a fortune, and now he has lost. And so he was thinking how to take it, Yes, so what he was thinking, let's read. It's 49 to 50. Eibar bhagya mui yekichu dekilun aparada anurupa shastio pailun adbhuta dekilun nritya adbhuta kirtana aparada anurupa pailun tarjana. And he says, I am indeed fortunate to have seen something. Yes, so this is a very important quality, to be grateful. So he is actually grateful. He's saying, okay, I'm kicked out now, but I saw something. Others, they're still outside gate. They want to come, but they cannot. But I have seen something. And I know I am not supposed to see it, because only very selected devotees can come here. And somehow by crook I entered. So I have also received appropriate punishment for my offense, he says. But what I saw the wonderful dancing, the wonderful kirtan. And I was punished according to my offense, because I entered where I'm not supposed to go. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is saying, the austere brahmachari was an impersonalist. Since he was devoid of the propensity to serve, he could not appreciate the display of intoxication, of ecstatic love. This was the cause of his offense. Yes, so one thing I say, he was not supposed to enter, but he did. So, but it was not just about entering. Why he actually was not allowed? It was because he did not have that seva bhava. He did not have that service attitude to make Lord reveal himself to that particular person, individual. He took it as a mechanical process, that he thinks just by coming closer to the Lord, I will see him. Just by entering Srivas Angam, I will see him. So this is what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was calling the eye exercise. So this brahmachari was wanting to do eye exercise. So in that way, he was not at all able to appreciate what actually was going on inside the courtyard of Srivas. It was not just something to see. It was not just something to experience and then tell others, or even just remain silent about it. But it is the Lord's mercy. Just I'm recalling one example. Here at the VHE, we have a small altar, and during Mangalarti time, the altar is Radha Govinda's deities and one Giraj Shila. And during Mangalarti, the lights are dim. Then the pujari was offering arti. He was recently starting to do this seva. So he had switched on the bright lights. So then the head pujari went and switched down again to dim lights because it's Mangalarti. So then that pujari who was offering arti, he was complaining, why you gonna give me bright light? I cannot see Giriraj. So then the question arises, how much light do you need to actually be able to see Giriraj? Yes, so the light in order to see the Lord, in order to see Giriraj, is at Prema Pradipa, which is in our heart. That Deepak of Prema in our heart is actual light that will allow us to see the Lord in any circumstance. So the brahmachari's offense was like that he, instead of taking shelter of that Prema Pradipa, he was trying to switch on the big spotlights on the altar. So that was his offense, because the service is what gives us the Lord. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter 3 and text 28. Saveda datur padavim parasya duranta viryasya ratangrapanehe yomayaya shantaya nanuvritya pajeta tatpada saroja gandam. Only those who render unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service unto the lotus feet of the Lord, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power, and transcendence. Yes, so this verse actually we can relate very easily to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So unreserved, uninterrupted, and favorable service to the Lord. That is what actually Caitanya Mahaprabhu was coming to give to all the devotees. The lotus feet, definitely Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They carries the wheel of chariot, the disc. This is when he carried the disc when he wanted to smash Jagai and Madai. That's him, the creator of the universe, Vishvambar. And he's full of glory and power and transcendence. So this is Bhagavatam, but this verse, in our context, we can also very much relate to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, those who are rendering service indirectly, being forced by the illusory agent of the Lord, are rendering service unto him unfavorably. But those who are rendering service unto him directly, under the direction of beloved agent, are rendering service unto him favorably. Such favorable servitors are devotees of the Lord, and by the grace of the Lord, they can enter into the mysterious region of the transcendence by the mercy of the Lord. So even a purport is very much into the context of our today's discussion. By the grace of the Lord, one can enter into mysterious region of transcendence. So in this context, it's Shriva's courtyard. What is Shriva's courtyard? Shriva's courtyard is a mysterious region of transcendence. Yes, so next time when you go to Mayapur and you go to see the places, and when you enter the courtyard of Shriva's, then you know that it is a mysterious region of transcendence. So in that way, we can meditate and ask the Lord if he can grace us to enter there, that it's not just the crust where we're walking on top. So this is our beautiful verse of Bhagavatam, which talks about favorable, uninterrupted, unreserved service. So here we saw in Prabhupada, when he wrote, he said indirect service is unfavorable and direct service favorable. So what is indirect service in this connection? It is how he writes here, the activity forced by illusory energy of the Lord. So that's the materialist activities, what materialists do, but also basically it's acting under false ego of identification of the body. So the same way, those who are impersonalists, they are also acting by force of illusory energy, because Srila Prabhupada says that it is a last snare of Maya, the desire to become the Lord or to merge with the Lord. So this Brahmachari was actually rendering unfavorable service to the Lord because he was impersonalist and he was acting forcibly under illusory energy, illusory agent of the Lord. Okay, so now we go back again to the purport of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati on our verse 48 and 50. Those who consider the dancing and crying in need of living entities intoxicated by material enjoyment in this world as equal to devotees singing, dancing, crying, and laughing for the Supreme Lord are offenders. So you see, that's offense. Which offense? What kind of offense it is? This is actually the eighth offense to the holy name. To consider the dancing and chanting, of course it's about holy name, to consider the chanting of the holy name as one of the activities of karma khanda. And it is a very beautiful passage of by Bhaktivinoda Thakur about this, and you can see how he actually explains Bhaktivinoda Thakur that that it's really, it is this type of thinking, this eighth offense is actually contamination of Mayavad. So I wanted to go through about this a little bit because it is very, very important that it's not just the gross Mayavadis that we, or impersonalism that we think that, oh yeah, I believe in Brahman and I want to merge in Brahman. But actually, even amongst devotees, if we are not very careful and if we are not very introspective, that contamination of impersonalism can take part, can actually be there present in our consciousness, and we actually may carry that offense with us. So that's why we have to be alert. So yes, so that's an offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. So fruitive activities is any activity that you perform for gaining something. Yes, so that the first fact we have to establish is that this chanting of the Hare Krishna, of the holy name, is nothing, it's not to be done, it's nothing to do with gaining something. Yes, so it will be explained later. We will hear that to chant the holy name in order to gain something means that we consider the holy name as means, that we use it as an instrument or some kind of facility to attain something. But the fact is that the holy name is already a result. It is already a gift. It is already the attainable object which is given to us. So it's not the means, but it is also the means. So why it is also the means and also the goal? Because it is already with us. Yes, so Haridas Thakur, he says that no other pious deeds, of course the holy name is a topmost pious deed, actually the only pious deed, yes, to glorify the Lord, to hear about the Lord, also Bhagavatam. Yeah, Srinivata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. So it's a punya, that's the topmost punya. And from all the type of kirtanam, like there is Guna Kirtan, Rupa Kirtan, Lila Kirtan, like Bhagavatam. But Nam Kirtan is the most potent, most potent. So, and so that means the most pious activity, the topmost, yes, the pious activity. So pious activity, what is the meaning is what gives pleasure to the Lord. So that's holy name is the most pious, giving the most pleasure to the Lord. So none of the other pious deeds are equal to the holy name. Yes. So that's what we say. Whatever else we do, nothing can compare to the holy name. That is the first thing we have to understand in order to get out of this offense number 8. Yes, so here's the glories of holy name. He's like a sun, fully bright, fully spiritual, fully perfect. And everything is perfect about the Lord. Everything is completely spiritual about the Lord, including his holy name. So what are all these other pious activities? It's yeah, okay, that's very interesting here. That actually there is only the holy name. There is no other. There is nothing else existing than a holy name. It's descending from Goloka, and the holy name enters into the mouth of devotees. Yeah, it comes from Goloka and enters the mouth, and there he dances. He dances in that on a tongue, but not only on a tongue. Why only tongue? When he enters the mouth, the holy name dances in each limb of the devotee, in other parts and all the parts of the body. The holy name dances. So that's a holy name. So that's the truth about the holy name. And anything else anyone thinks about the holy name, it's creating a big burden for themselves. So the only thing we have to think of holy name, it came from Goloka, it entered our mouth, and it stays in our mouth, and it stays in our body. What we only have to do, we have to interact with the holy name. Yes. So yes, so it's actually even said that if anyone sees a person who thinks in such a way that there is something, that the holy name is not spiritual and it's a material activity, the person, according to scriptures, if we face such kind of person, then we have to immediately take bath with all our clothes. So now I know, if I have a mirror and I look in my face, I have to go and take the bath, because I am the one of those which are probably the offenders. Yes, so the scriptures describe different ways to attain the Lord. But actually, the only way is holy name. And all these other ways are just to satisfy the materially minded people. Those who cannot appreciate the holy name, anything else is prescribed for them. Because Lord is merciful. He gives for everybody something. So there are different type of things like ritual bathing and pious deeds, varnashrama dharma, and different vows and yagyas and charities and yogas, meditation, study, austerities, atonements, prayashchita. So all these kind of things are invented for those who like them. But actually, it's a holy name. And it is described later here that in every yuga, actually, holy name was the best means for attainment of the absolute in every yuga. But in Kali Yuga, because of the power, immense power of the holy name, and because of the And because of the mercy of the holy name, that's the only thing what fits us. That's what it is. So that's why holy name has no any kind of conditions of time, place, and circumstance. So it's written time. So if we condition the holy name only to Kali Yuga, means that we are not actually accepting the transcendental nature of the holy name. We are kind of limiting it to one yuga only. So all this is very important to consider in order to be free from this eighth offense. Yes, so holy name is always a primary way to attain perfection, and any other deed, pious deed, is counted as secondary way to attain perfection. So it's yeah, it's very important to understand these things. There are many more things, so you can also yourself read and dive in this beautiful descriptions and glories of the holy name to strengthen the faith and strengthen the taste, because it is ever unlimited. Yes, and it's written also in the Bhagavatam. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashayam Pranamo Sukha Shamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Hari, the congregational chanting of whose holy names destroys all sinful activities, and the offering of obeisances unto whom relieves all material sufferings. Yes, this is a side effect of the holy name. Dispel the sin and relieve the material suffering. But the real effect, the primary effect of the holy name is to attain the beautiful, sweet Krishna prema. That's what holy name gives. And sometimes it's difficult to believe. Is it really true? Does it really give us that what's promised? One time I went to, it was many years ago. I actually didn't even live in Vrindavan that time. I had just visited, and I was how you say? Yeah, parikrama. I went to parikrama and Govardhan with some group. There was some organizing some group to go around Govardhan. So I visited Vrindavan. I thought I'll go. And the devotees were chanting holy name very blissfully all around Govardhan on a parikrama road. And then suddenly I'm seeing there is one lady who is not dressed like devotee, and she's like Westerner also looking. So I approached her and asked how is she doing and like this. So apparently she said she doesn't know anything. She's not devotee. She just came to India and ended up in Vrindavan and got a room in Krishna Balaram guest house. And suddenly she heard about this parikrama and she just try out what it is. So, and she's seeing everybody's jumping and dancing. So what is it? So then I said to her that it is Yuga Dharma, and we can attain this topmost perfection by performing this activity. And she said, no, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. She has traveled in India. She said, I've seen saints, they perform so many austerities and so many different ways they are doing things. And you are saying to me, just by playing some drums and jumping up and down, you can attain the same what they do with a great difficulty. So she had a doubt. So that means that people have been feeding her the bitter medicine of karma and jnana and all this tapa and everything. And she could not believe that the sweet nectar can cure the disease of materialism more effectively. So that's offense. So this, our boy, Brahmachari, milk drinking brahmachari had a similar disposition of mind. He actually only took that as some kind of something they're doing. In Sriva Sangam, something is happening, something they're doing, and I want to see. This was his thing. This my eyes will see, and then I will see what they do. Something they do, I want to know what they do. Yeah. So it seems like everybody there out the gate, they just want to see what's happening. We know that something's happening there. What is it? Yeah. So they want. So this is like almost like Hiranyakashipu building the staircase to heaven. Yeah. So by any kind of mechanical means, we cannot attain any kind of mercy of the Lord, which opens us the door to the supreme blissful palace of bhakti. So just going and seeing what's happening, this is also a mechanical approach, because we employ our legs, we employ our intelligence, we employ our eyes, which is all just part of one yantra, one machine. So it's a mechanism. We employ our mechanism, external, what is given to us by material nature, and we try to approach the Lord in that way, without any tinge of bhakti in a heart. Yes, but when we do the same thing with bhakti, we also apply our feet to go to temple, we apply our intelligence to go to temple, find a route, and bring others close, and we apply our eyes to see the beautiful deities in the temple, and we do it with bhakti. So then that's not anymore mechanical approach. It is a very much transcendental, spiritual, purifying, and pleasing to the Lord approach. Yes, so the last sentence of Bhakti Saraswati purport we'll read now. As a result of receiving punishment in the form of Sri Gaur Sundar's chastisement, the impersonalistic brahmachari became enlightened. This is something very important. When brahmachari got chastised by the Lord, he became enlightened. So the Lord chastised him, but that was his mercy. And the most important was that brahmachari took it and he embraced it, and thus he benefited from it. So sometimes we try to avoid some kind of chastisement, punishment, harsh words, maybe. We want to be, sometimes we hear preaching of being, accepting everyone as they are. Yes. And it maybe feels good. But what we are losing what our brahmachari gained. We are losing the enlightenment. You're losing enlightenment. So we should consider what is more valuable for us. Are we trying to pacify ourselves by having nice environment around, or we actually want enlightenment? There is very beautiful passage, and I want to find it and read it. It is very, very nice, about harsh words of a sadhus. Just bear with me. It was my eye opener that the harsh words are actually the blessings. These are the blessings, and it's from the Bhagavatam. It's a Canto 3, Chapter 4. No, sorry, not Chapter 4. It's it's later. Yes, I think it is 16. Yes, it must be Chapter 16. because it's about 4 Kumaras. Yes, it is 1611. Yes. Ye brahmanan maidhya kshipatorchayantas tushyadridasmita sudokshita patmavaktra vanyanuraga kalayatmajavad grinanta sambodhyatantyaham ivam upahritastain. So it is said that on the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in heart, and who their lotus faces enlightened by nectarian smiles respect the brahmanas, even though the brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. So this is very important to also understand. It is something maybe contradictory to our modern day understanding. Yes, when this type of attitude is not accepted. But if we want to follow Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to see that these brahmanas or saintly persons who utter harsh words towards us, they are actually our saviors. They are blessing us. And what we have to, how do we reciprocate this? We praise them in loving words. Yes, those brahmanas who behave harshly with us, we praise them with loving words. They are our benefit, our, how is it word, well wishers. Yes, so it's a beautiful thing to remember and apply, and in that way we see how our enlightenment will come. The same way like Brahmachari here got his enlightenment by punishment and chastisement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, and moreover, it's not just that, okay, we accept and we please and we get some enlightenment. Hear what Lord is saying for those people who actually accept that harshness of a sadhu. And we no need to go on search, or only that Maharaj is sadhu and this one is not sadhu. It's said here, brahmanas, the saintly brahmanas. Yeah? Because what happens often is that, okay, he's a saintly person, but as soon as he said something harsh to me, okay, no, he's not saintly. Well, how can he be saintly? He said like this to me. Yes. So this is a mistake. The really how we have to see it is that when a brahmana comes to us with these words, we praise and glorifies that person. And what happens then? What Krishna thinks about it. Here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, he says, I am controlled by those who praise brahmanas, who have committed offense, and even more that, please them. I am controlled by those who worship the brahmanas, who utter harsh words. So Krishna says, I am controlled by such a person who worships a brahmana who utters the harsh words. So what happened? You can see now Lord Chaitanya harshly kicked out the brahmachari from courtyard of Shrivas, and brahmachari accepted it, and he was actually in his heart and mind glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Mahaprabhu changed his heart and accepted the brahmachari in his association. So that's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in that Bhagavatam purport. He says that I am controlled by those who worship the brahmanas, who utter harsh words. So Mahaprabhu became controlled by that brahmachari. So this is a very important aspect to apply in our lives, as if we are aspiring for Lord's mercy and Lord's association. Because on contrary, not accepting these harsh words of a Brahmana is actually our own arrogance and pride. This is our own Dehatma Buddhi, the bodily conception of life. We may not react back, but in a heart, if we keep grudge, then Krishna will not be impressed. We actually have to praise and glorify. And this is our opportunity to conquer the heart of the Lord, to invoke his attention. Yes, so text 51, Sevaka haile mata buddhihaya, Sevake se prabhura sakala danda sayam. Okay, I forgot now which, is this our last verse? I think 51, or was 56?
56, Mataji.
Yeah, okay. So, 51, only a servant of the Lord develops such a mentality and is able to tolerate the Lord's chastisement. Yes. So, yeah, in that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur purport also it's explained that why is so, and Prabhupada also in the same purport says, why is so that when we tolerate Lord's chastisement, this chastisement of this Brahmanas, then the Lord becomes conquered? Because Lord considers the Brahmanas non-different from himself. And the same is devotees. They are very dear to him. Like we know the four Sukritinas who surrender to Lord. The one who is a Jnani, Krishna says, he is as dear to me as myself. So he holds him equal to him. And the ones who are actually pure devotees without motivation, he says they are superior, I hold them superior to me. So what to speak of they are not different from him. He considers them superior than himself. So in that way, we should also see the Lord's mood, that the devotees are superior than the Lord from Lord's perspective. And their harsh words, if we praise, then the Lord becomes very pleased. So that's why he said that only a servant of the Lord develops such mentality and is able to tolerate the Lord's chastisement. So here in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati in a purport, he quotes two verses. He says, one is Tattenu kampa susamikshimano punjana evatma kritam vipakam kritva bapubirvadadam namaste jiveta yo mukti pade sadaya bhak. Yes, it's a famous verse, must be everyone knows already. This verse, my dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. And then the second verse he quotes is Ashlishchava padaratam binastumam adarshanam armahatam karotuva yata tatava vidadatu lampato matprananatas tusaivana paraham. Let Krishna tightly embrace his maidservant who has fallen at his lotus feet, or let him trample me or break my heart, but never be visible, by never being visible to me. He is a devotee, after all, and can do whatever he likes. But he is still no one other than a worshipable Lord of my heart. So this is from Shikshastakam, also a very famous verse, everybody knows it. So these are moods of devotees. And these two verses are very similar to each other. And they all talk about accepting so-called calamities or so-called negativities or any kind of opposing elements, and seeing Krishna in them. But there is a little bit there are slight difference in these verses. The first one from Bhagavatam Tatenu Kampa, it is actually very elevated perception of life, and many devotees struggle to apply it immediately on the spot, even though there is we can talk beautifully about it, but it's very difficult to apply and see them and remember it. What to speak of applying? Just to remember this verse in the time of a problem, it is a great challenge. But when we do it, it is a sweet pleasure. So this verse actually, the meaning is that it's said due to my past misdeeds. But in actuality, this verse expresses the surrender of the devotee. It expresses the surrender of a devotee to the Lord. So what happens to a surrendered devotee? Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. So all the sin is gone. So where are the misdeeds? Where are the reactions of the misdeeds that I have to suffer if I do surrender? There are no sin for a devotee, no sinful reaction. But this is the Lord's, but all the calamities, it is a special mercy of the Lord, which he arranges for a purification, because devotee, I've surrendered to you. And he really sincerely surrendered from all his heart. There's nothing fake. There was no pretension. He genuinely surrendered to the Lord. But little bit, as a habit from before, little bit contamination of lording over material world and enjoyment still remains in the heart. So it's just like a habit, like for example, you put some object here and without even looking, you just reach out and you take here. Then suddenly you transferred everything and you put the same object here. So for a few more times, you will automatically reach the hand there and no, I just put it here now. And then you will take it from the right place. Yes, so this can happen also on a bigger scale. I really surrender to the Lord, but just some habit is still there, and it is actually disturbing even me. So Lord wants to help. So then he arranges so-called averse situations to clear a person from that habit, even though it's not a averse situation, it is a very positive situation. And it is described, Prabhupada says, it appears like it is a karma. It appears like it's kind of a material nature is working and it comes according to our karma. But if you are really surrendered to the Lord, know for sure it is not karma and it is the mercy of the Lord. It's a special attention of the Lord for you, that you can fulfill your heartfelt desire of him. And then the Shikshastakam verse, there is no question of purification. There is no question of purification. It is that pure intricate loving relationship between the Lord and his prema bhakta. And we can say Krishna is a devotee now. He said he is like that. He is like that. So you just accept that Krishna is like that. He doesn't like boring things. He likes the anxiety. He feeds on your anxiety. So if you feel like Krishna has put you in an anxious situation, you know that it is for his own pleasure. So that's how that difficult situation will become the best situation in your life. Okay, text 52. Ei mata chintiya chalile dvijavara janile nantaryami prabhu vishvambara As that exalted Brahmana departed while thinking this way, Lord Vishwambara, the super soul, understood his heart. Dakiyaniya puna karuna sagara pada padma dilatara mastaka upara. The Lord, who is an ocean of mercy, called the Brahmana back and placed his lotus feet on his head, on the boy's head. Prabhu Bale, oh sorry, boy, I say boy, I don't know how old he was. Prabhu Bale Tapakari Nakaraha Bala Vishnu Bhakti Sarva Shrestha Janana Kevala. The Lord then told him that he should not be proud of his austerity, and he should know for certain that devotional service to the Lord is supreme. Purport. Refer to previously quoted Srimad Bhagavatam 11:12, 1-8. Also in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:23, 42, 43, it is stated, Nasam divijati samskaro, na nivaso guravapi, na tapo natma mimamsa, na saucham na karishyamahi. Kriya shubha tatapi hyutama shloke Krishna yogeshwareshware bhaktir dritana chasmakam samskaradi matamapi. These women have never undergone the purificatory rites of the twice born classes, nor have they lived as brahmacharis in the ashram of a spiritual master, nor have they executed austerities, speculated on the nature of the self, followed the formalities of cleanliness, or engaged in pious rituals. Nevertheless, they have firm faith, firm devotion for Lord Krishna, whose glories are chanted by exalted hymns of the Vedas, and who is the supreme master of all masters by mystic power. We, on the other hand, have no such devotion for the Lord, although we have executed all these processes. In the Padma Purana, it is stated, Mahakula Prasutopi, I just need to adjust the screen. Sarvayagyeshu Dikshita Sahasra Shakha Cha Naguru Shada Vaishnavaha. A non-Vaishnava is never fit to be a guru, even if he has taken birth in a great family, performed all sacrifices, and studied many branches of the Vedas. In the Narada Pancharatra, it is said, Aradito yadi haris tapasa tata kim na radito. Yadi haris tapasa tata kimantar bahir yadi haris. Tapasa tata kim nantar bahir yadi haris tapasa tata kim. If one is worshipping Lord Hari, what is the use of performing extraneous penances? And if one is not worshipping the Lord Hari, no such penances will save one. If one can understand that Lord Hari is all-pervading within and without, what is the need of performing all these penances? And if one is not able to understand that Hari is all-pervading, all his penances are useless. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11:20-31, it is stated, Nacha vairagyam praya shreyo bhavediha. The cultivation of knowledge and renunciation is generally not the means of achieving the highest perfection within this world. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10:81-19, it is stated, Sarvasam api siddhinam moolam tatcharanarcharam. Devotional service to his lotus feet is the root cause of all perfection. In the Padma Purana, it is stated, Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmad parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. O Devi, the most exalted system of worship is the worship of Lord Vishnu. Greater than that is the worship of Tadiya, or anything belonging to Vishnu. Text 55. Ananda krandana kare sevi pravara prabhura karuna guna smare nirantara. The exalted Brahmana cried in ecstasy, and he continuously remembered the merciful qualities of the Lord. Haribali Santosha Sakala Bhaktagana Dandavat Haya Padila Tatakshana. All the devotees then jubilantly chanted the name of Hari and immediately offered obeisances to the Brahmachari. Jai Shri Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Shri Caitanya Bhagavat ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So here we went from 48 to 56. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. What a beautiful, beautiful class, Mataji. You kept us all so captivated, and you spoke on so many things. I personally got to know so many things. I had never understood Tattenu Kampam and Ashlishyava Padam in the way you spoke now. How you took it as the gradation way, and how you said here there is still some purification is needed, so Lord puts us in adverse situations, whereas in Ashlishyavapadam there is complete purification and complete surrender. Beautiful, Mataji. I really loved your class, and how you said if fasting from milk could get us to Golok Vrindavan, what about all the vegans? That that was really funny. And Mataji, you said something about Wednesday. I didn't catch that point, Mataji. Like the Sankirtan happens on Wednesdays. What's that, Mataji?
No. Sankirtan happens every day, every night, but it was inaugurated on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. The inauguration.
Yes. It is mentioned. It was, there is a book, Glories of Navadvip. And then one Lord, when Mahaprabhu said, oh, why are we actually sleeping and wasting nights? Why do we have to sleep? Let's chant. So that was Wednesday when he said that.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah.
So many beautiful points, Mataji. Really, really grateful to you, and how you took us through the offenses, the 8th offense, and then how you made us aware that even we could be having that impersonal tinge in us. And yes, we think we have taken shelter of Harinam and we are safe, but we have to be very alert and do a lot of introspection. Thank you, Mataji. And I also liked when you said we should not limit the holy name to just Kali Yuga, because then it gets limited by time. And Mahaprabhu says it is not limited by time. So beautiful, Mataji. A very, very beautiful class. Thank you. Thank you so much. So grateful to you. And devotees, if you have to share any realizations, please go ahead. If you have any questions to ask Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare
Such a
Krishna.
pleasure. Such a pleasure to have you on the call. And actually, whatever I wanted to say, everything Chinmay Mataji said. I really liked this point on how the impersonalistic tendencies is actually there in us too. And there is so much scope for introspection to fix this. Thank you so much, Mataji. Everything that you spoke was very deep. Right from your heart. It was so nice to listen to all these beautiful points. And yes, even I had the same Wednesday question. And thank you for clarifying that. Grateful for your association. We're looking forward to more classes from you, Mataji. Thank you.
Actually, it's not just the impersonal tendencies. It is in Harinam Chintamani said that his 8th offense is if we consider any activity more important or as important as the chanting of the holy name. That we compare any activity in this world to the holy name. That's why it was mentioned there is this whole shloka, Varna, Ashrama, Yoga, Prayashchita, Tapa, anything. We should not compare that to holy name.
So true. Yeah.
So
Thank you,
that
Mataji.
when we do it in whatever way, then it's that offense counts. I actually wanted to read the whole chapter, but because we don't have time, I skipped a lot of things. But it is very, very amazing, instructing, and heart touching. How these 8 offenses. Because I myself always was thinking, oh, okay, karma kanda. I'm not doing any karma kanda, so it doesn't. This 8 offense not even really relevant to me. But actually, it is. It is not only karma kanda as such a direct way as we saw, as we could think. It is actually trying to equate the holy name with other activities.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. We do have questions. Chinmay Mataji, if you want.
Yes.
Mataji, thank you so much, Mataji. Prahladan, Mataji, you do have time, right? I see two devotees have raised hands.
Yes, I have time.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Prahladan and Prabhuji, please go ahead, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mata. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the excellent class, Mataji. I don't have a question, but I have a little curiosity. I would like to know how you came to Krishna consciousness.
Oh, you have to have one more hour to hear it.
I want little brief introduction. Why I'm asking this question is that I'm 71 now. When I was 28, that's the first time I heard one Mataji, that was back in Nairobi, city of Nairobi, in Kenya. That Mataji was also not Indian. And she spoke such an excellent discourse on Bhagavad Gita sloka. And I told myself, oh, the hell, you are Indian, you don't know Sanskrit, and this Mataji, she is not from India, she knows such an excellent discourse in Sanskrit, is speaking so nice. Then I decided I must study Bhagavad Gita. That's how I started into Prabhupada's literature like that. So, I was just connecting that incident in my life, what I am hearing from you today. So it was such a nice, excellent course, Mata. And if you could give little glimpse how you came, it will be kind of interesting for all of us. That's what I think. Otherwise, if it is, if you time constraint, I just would not
It is
ask.
whenever I always try to be brief, but then it just drags on. So maybe Krishna is keep putting me in this situation to learn to tell a brief story. Okay, I was very young girl, maybe 16, where I because I lived in a small town and I didn't there was no devotees or temple there. And in such age, my mother also did not allow me to go much out, but sometimes she allowed me to go with friends to a capital city. And we wanted, so there was a temple. And somehow my friends, we were curious, what is this? So sometimes I went there, but I just went to see, but never got in touch with anybody. So somehow since that age, I was always curious about devotees. And then I sometimes saw some Harinam on a street, and it was very captivating for me. But I never had an idea I never had a thought that I am allowed to join. I never knew that there is some kind of joining happening. That I saw that it's just them, and they are like this, and it's me. So, but then I met some friend who understood that I like devotees, and then he said, "Okay, let's go to temple." So then he took me to one Sunday feast, and then slowly, it took some years to actually come to the proper devotional practice with chanting 16 rounds and like this. So that's very brief. There are many more very funny stories and details within this. But for now, I just wanted to say this much only.
Okay, thank you, Mata. Dandavat pranam. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. We were expecting you to recite a verse. Instead, you asked Mataji a different question.
The words came to my mind is Nectar of Instruction, slok number 8. Tannam Rupam Rup Charita. Goswamiji is giving us the essence of all the Upadesamrita. So this is the real, that you chant 24 hours, right? Go to Vrindavan, stay there, and follow a pure devotee there. And that's the success and the essence of all the scriptures. That's a Upadesamrita Slok number 8, which is which is the essence kind of thing which I have learned from Mother's discourse today. Thank you, Mata. Very good.
But you can follow the same, what you just said, doesn't have to be always in Vrindavan. Because Rupa Goswami also said, but if you cannot be physically present in Vrindavan, you can be present in the mind.
That's right,
And
yes.
you can be pure devotee anywhere. Because the same like Nama is not, holy name is not limited to any time and place and circumstance.
Yes.
The Bhakti is the same, it cannot be limited.
I live in the city which is famous as the sin city of the whole world, but still we are able to do some Harinam Sankirtan.
Yes, because the devotees are like lotus flowers. They can be in a ditch but never get wet.
Thank you, Mata. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Gaurangi Mataji. Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you for the class. There was especially one part that got my attention, and I don't want to misquote it, so I would ask if you could repeat that line that says something like, those who, maybe those devotees or those brahmanas who are harsh with the devotees are very dear to Krishna's heart. Can you understand which one the quote I'm talking?
Yes. It is. I think it's even in your chat. Somebody had mentioned that. It is 3:16:11 Bhagavatam. It is when there is a dispute between Jaya and Vijay and 4 Kumaras. So then the Lord says that I enlighten. Okay, the verse is like this. On the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in the heart, and who, their lotus faces enlightened by nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them with praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. So that's what they say, and Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that it's been observed in many instances in Vedic scriptures that when the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas curse someone in an angry mood, the person who is cursed does not take it upon himself to tread the Brahmana or Vaishnava in the same way. Treat. They don't treat the Brahmana or Vaishnava the same way. So basically, they accept it as a blessing. That's what it is. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he also explains in the purport of this verse that Lord Krishna is Lord, in this instance Narayan, but Krishna also, I am controlled by those who praise Brahmanas who have committed offense, and even more than that, please them. I am controlled by those who worship Brahmanas who utter harsh words, because they see these Brahmanas no different from me and remain satisfied even by harsh words. Yes. So instead of retaliating back, they see it that is the Lord, because we feed Brahmanas, we feed Vishnu through the mouth of Brahmanas. So that from Brahmanas' mouth coming these words, we also see it as the Lord talking to us. So instead of retaliating, we pacify them, praising them like a good son praises an angry father with words filled with love. Yeah. And then they say, these words are not rough words which come from your mouth. They are actually the rain of shower of merciful nectar for the highest benefit. They please them with soft addresses such as, "Oh masters, O oceans of mercy, I am controlled by, the Krishna is controlled by such devotees. It is like that.
Okay, so the way I'm processing this is that those of us who are on the receiving end of such harsh words by the Brahmanas, we should take it as Krishna's mercy to try to help us make progress towards him.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would think that although we can benefit in this way, I would think that Krishna would not be very happy with the Brahmanas or anybody else who treat others, devotees or non-devotees, in an insensitive way. So
Yeah.
even though we can, we can take it well, as Krishna's mercy, but I would think that Krishna would not be very happy with those who treat others with harsh words. I see two different perspectives here.
Yeah. For us, we tolerate. And not just tolerate, we appreciate.
Yes.
Yes. It's not just we tolerate only, we appreciate. And
Yes.
once we appreciate, there is no question of tolerance, because the
Right.
tolerance is when you take it as a suffering.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a shower of nectar. It was written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. But yes, but for other devotees, we have to stand for them. But at the same time, we should also be very take it from the Vaishnava point of view. For example, that person who is on the receiving end, if it's not us, then we can help that person to understand the situation and encourage, not to hold grudges against that person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can even quote this verse in a very nice explaining way, and we should actually elevate each other to think higher, to see Krishna in everything. Because if we only will show pity, then we just remain in that lamenting mood forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, but if it is in our position, we can try to see if that harsh words could have been softened. But we should really do it if it's in our position to correct somebody. Otherwise, we should just, especially for ourselves, we take it as a nectar.
Yeah, I agree with all that you said. I would just add that, just because harsh words can be to a person's benefit, doesn't mean that we have to deny that a person's words were indeed harsh and insensitive. Reality is reality, even though benefit can be derived from it.
Yeah, it is true. We are trying to be as kind as possible, but there is external kindness and the hidden kindness. So definitely we should not take advantage of this verse and now become harsh and tell, look how merciful I am to you, and like this. But when we face this situation, then we are happy remembering this statement by the Lord.
Because I'm also thinking of this verse as we're talking, austerity of speech, that talks about the different ways in which words should be pleasing.
It is true, and Prabhupada writes in the purport of those verses that of that verse of austerity of speech, that if you are not a student, if that person is not your student, you should not speak with that person harshly. But from the Vedic perspective, Brahmanas are gurus of all other varnas. So everybody is their student also.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Gaurangi Mataji. Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for such an excellent session. I really don't have a question, but I cannot resist myself in glorifying you that it was such a heart-touching session, and I could really feel the purity in the heart and how it was coming directly from you. Like, I could feel that this class was not just a superficial class that we just say it through our words, but could feel that you have experienced everything. And with that experience, you were speaking. So we are really fortunate to have your association. Thank you so much. Class was very excellent. And I really like how you answered Gaurangi Mataji's question that unless and until we have an authority, we are no one to chastise anyone or to criticize anyone. Even after having authority, we should be very, very sensitive and not take advantage of this verse. So many wonderful points you.
So all these things are just for us.
Of course, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, if someone else does it to us, we can
To
reply,
us,
we can
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Not just hurt someone and say, oh, it was your karma. Otherwise, why did I do it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that.
Very, very sensitive. Like we are dealing in and out, day and out. We are dealing with the devotees, so we have to be very, very sensitive.
Yeah, and at the same time, it could happen that sometimes someone's nature is more soft and someone's nature is more rough, because persons are also born in different ways.
Exactly.
So we should also be very tolerant when someone is like that around us. And if we are the ones who sometimes have a tendency to be a little bit hard, then we should also be very humble to regret it and beg forgiveness and maybe try to please devotees in another ways to rectify our bad behavior.
Yes, Mother. Thank you so much. And especially when you are staying in Vrindavan, it's so hard because in Vrindavan we see all kinds of devotees, all Rajvasis, and how much respect we have to pay and how much diligent we have to be in our words, in our thoughts, so that we don't commit any aparadh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Manjari Leela Mataji. Please
Hare
go ahead.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the opportunity to ask a question. And Mataji, thank you so much for such a wonderful class. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. As everyone has said, I cannot glorify how, deep your class was. As even Kirtida Sundari Mataji said, it's heartfelt. Like you've been through these things and then you have realized what you have spoken. It really, passes on to the audience. So thank you so much for such a sweet, nectarian, wonderful class. My question is that, you said when a Brahmana, speaks any harsh words, or you refer from the scripture, when a Brahmana speaks any harsh words, we should take it as a mercy. And I was thinking, yes, a true Brahmana, we definitely would. So when we're just like, how would we know who's a true Brahmana? That's one thing. And then as I was contemplating on this question, I was thinking, like, is it that I was thinking that anyone who says any harsh words or anything is actually a mercy of Krishna, because he's trying to purify you through these, different means. So I don't know if that understanding is correct, or am I, how do we know who's a true Brahmana, where I mean,
actually, it is like that, we should just have had also this verse that tenu kampasu samikshamano, and it is described in a purport it is written that yes, if you see Krishna everywhere, which is supposed to be, which we're supposed to see as devotees, Krishna everywhere. So then when things come from outside in any form or shape, we take it as Krishna's mercy, as Krishna's message to us. And that is that verse all about, that some adverse situations come. So I am tolerating it, seeing it as a result of my past misdeeds. But as we said, there is no past reaction anymore for devotees. So it is just Krishna's arrangement for me to go through this, even though I don't understand why. Sometimes we ask, why? What is the lesson? I don't know. I don't understand. What I can understand with my whole brain, it is Krishna arranged it for me because I have surrendered myself to him. I have surrendered. Like there is this pastime, that little Nimai, he smashed everything in Sachimata's house. Everything he destroyed. And Sachimata said, this is your house. You can do whatever you want. And I could never understand this pastime. I said, where is the moral? Where is the lesson? He just smashed house, and she said like this. But that's a lesson. What Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this body is yours. Whatever you do to this body, it is your choice. Now we wear this kanti mala because we are slaves, dogs of the Lord, of Guru. And does ever dog ask to the master, why did you do this? Master kicks out, out! Oh, dog, out! You go out. He goes out. Yes, it is sometimes seems to us it is so impractical. We have to judge the circumstances. We have to see, we cannot be just blind like this. But actually, what does it surrender mean then? Yeah. So if we really truly see Krishna everywhere, everything is coming from Krishna. It is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, that there is nothing in this world, nothing in this creation, there is nothing in this creation which is not connected with Krishna. Nothing in this creation is separate from Krishna. And if there is something we notice that is not related to Krishna, this is Maya. So we should see Krishna everywhere. And it may not be possible, but we have to at least be willing to try to cultivate this type of perception.
Yes. So it is basically anything and everything.
To contemplate on that. Yes. To associate with those devotees who have that kind of perception. So like this. Otherwise, we just see the so-called problems, and they are nothing but the modes of material nature. Rajas, tamas. This, when someone speaks somehow, or someone hits, or someone does, or something happens, something breaks, it is just rajas and tamas. And if we keep complaining and keep talking about it and bringing up this topic to president, to this, to that, to where, or just contemplating romance, means that we are associating with this rajas and tamas. As long as we are thinking about it, we are associating with that guna.
Very true. Yes.
But as a devotees, we should see Krishna. Like Srila Prabhupada said, there was a war or something, and he said, if the bomb is flying to me, I'll see, oh, it's black. Krishna is coming.
Yes, I remember. Thank you for that.
Yes. So it's not just a joke, but he says that what is more harsh, some words or a bomb? If we can think about bomb as Krishna, then these words we can also think about Krishna. And it is actually such an arrogance to think that we deserve something nice. We are actually criminals in this world. We betrayed Krishna. So how can one prisoner suddenly demand, you should give me this, you should give me that, you should give me this? Already Krishna created such a prison house with a beautiful sunset mangoes and avocados and strawberries. You know, such a beautiful prison house. Where
Very.
have you seen prison by government in like such a luxury? And still we demand, oh, someone treated me like this and someone did like this to me. You know, so what's the use of prison house if we demand Goloka here?
So hope-giving. So thank you so much. This is very
So
like
this is our vision. This is our perception. There is no other root of suffering except our mind.
yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nectarian. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the question. Thank you so much, Mataji. You've given so much of your time to us. I know it's late night for you, and we are so grateful to you, Mataji. And we request you, please come often to our forum. We want you here and we want to hear from you. So with your permission, shall we offer our obeisances to all the assembled devotees? Mataji, 1 second. So many Matajis are thanking you in the chat. I'll not read all the messages and hold you, but I just want to say Shivani Mataji, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, and Neetu Mataji, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. They are going on thanking you again and again, Mataji. We're very grateful to you. We'll offer our obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas, Mataji. Vancha
Sindhudev Japatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava
Ki
Ki
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Caitanya Bhagavata ki jai, HG Madhurya Gaurangi Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna,
Glories to all the assembled
Gauranga
saints.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much.